Obviously I thought we played very different in the second half than the first half. Our energy level, our urgency was much better, much more what we like to see from our guys. So we just got to be able to come out and sustain that in the first half. The first 4-minute segment, I think we won that one, then we lost the next 3 segments. So we've got to continue to figure out how to play with that urgency right from the jump when it's 0-0, tie score or whatever, and not have the lapses that we have offensively and defensively.
Just for TK over LA.
TK, I'd be curious to hear just from your perspective, what does it take to come from the opening tip with that sense of urgency that Coach Taylor's asking for?
I think everything really just starts in practice. We just got to be ready with our heads straight, and we just got to play together. That's really it.
LA, will you tell me a little bit about the matchup with Javarian White tonight?
We knew he was their leading scorer. We knew all the things he did, his tendencies and all of that. We said that we was going 50 early, kind of get the ball out of his hands. Obviously, he got to the free throw line a lot. In the first half, he pretty much got whatever he wanted, whether that was us not showing no ball screens or just not playing tough enough on defense. But he pretty much got whatever he wanted tonight.
What did you think allowed you guys to make that climb back in the second half to kind of keep after them?
I think that's who we are. So I think we just play our brand of basketball. I think obviously like the last two home games, we've been undisciplined. We had a big week of practice of being disciplined, playing with urgency, and that's not who we are at all. Like that first half and those 2 games, it's not who we are. That second half is definitely our team, and so we gotta kind of grab that and just build on that and get back to our brand of basketball.
Any questions for TK?
TK, it was, I guess, 5 consecutive halves now. Y'all had lost a couple games in a row by a pretty large margin, and then the first half was lost by a large margin. Mm-hmm. What was said at halftime after a couple games of challenging play to kind of come out with the confidence that y'all did in the second half of that?
We just had to remind ourselves who we were, what type of basketball we play. We just got to keep moving the ball, get it side to side, and good things going to happen, as you see in the second half. Shots was falling. Everybody was sharing the ball. Good things happen.
You mentioned moving the ball side to side. What else, X's and O's wise, was working for you offensively in the second half there?
Get some post touches, cutting. Not everybody not just staying in one spot, just looking at the ball. I feel like that was a good part for us. And, yeah.
One more question for the athletes.
Well, LA, UNCW shot less than 40% in the second half today. Do you feel like you have some momentum to build on defensively moving forward from here?
Yeah, definitely. I think that second half of basketball is who we are. I think we haven't played, obviously, even our second half last week versus Drexel really wasn't as well, but that was pretty much the best half of basketball we played in a couple games, so we definitely stepping stone for sure.
TK, thank you.
So we saw White had 31 points, but he had all 20 of his free throw attempts in the second half. He only made a couple of field goals in the second half. What was the key at halftime to kind of slow him down?
Yeah, obviously he's a great player, and he does a really good job of selling fouls, getting to the free throw line. So it makes him a tough guard. He's very physical. He's experienced. He's played at a high level for a long time. So, we just have to be more disciplined. We were being more aggressive, but we committed a lot of fouls. Kind of got into the bonus early, which really played into his favor, being able to continue to kind of go to the free throw line. But it was a physical game. Tough one to officiate because there's just a lot of contact both ways.
Coach, how's Nick Dorn feeling tonight and moving forward?
Yeah, no, obviously you saw him play tonight, and it was good to have him back on the floor. We needed that. Just got to get him back into a game rhythm. Obviously he was playing at a pretty high level before he turned his ankle. So it was just good to have him back out there. We know his productivity is going to increase as he continues to play.
I felt like y'all were able to kind of go through Rob a little bit more in the second half. What was working well in the second half offensively, not just for Rob, but throughout? Yeah, no, I think, TK too obviously got downhill quite a bit in the second half. LA got downhill. So I think it was just really trying to space the floor and guys getting downhill and trying to just play with a little bit more pace. I think we got really deflated, from giving up baskets, and we weren't working as hard offensively as we worked in the second half. Second half, we worked much harder offensively and defensively. So I think that's what
LA was alluding to in TK in terms of like, playing our brand of basketball, playing with pace, playing, competing offensively and defensively.
How encouraging is it to kind of, I think maybe with about 6 or 7 minutes left, you guys had the look that you're going to win this game. Even that had to be encouraging given the rough first half.
Yeah. After a bad 20 minutes to be in position against that team, was a pretty strong statement for us. So definitely some encouragement there. Again, we've kind of put ourselves in some holes against the really good teams. And I think for a lot of our guys, it's learning to compete at the championship level. I mean, obviously, for UNCW to go on the road and win at Rupp, it tells you like they're a championship level type of team. So for our guys, we just got to learn how to compete like that on every possession of the game and not have the lulls that we had in the first half.
Playing a lot of zone today, Coach. It looked like maybe in the second half the zone changed a little bit. Did you make any adjustments to the defense at halftime?
Yeah, we did mix in a little bit more zone in the second half. The first half, we lost KJ Jenkins multiple times in the zone, which was just inexcusable. That was kind of some of our lack of discipline in the first half. Second half, I thought we did a better job identifying where the shooters were and really trying to be up. It's a tough team to zone because they have Trezarian White, who's kind of patrolling the high post, and so it makes it really difficult to zone them. But we did mix in a little bit of zone there, and that helped. And then our man-to-man really got going as well.
It seemed like you were deploying Zach Irvin in there as almost not a defensive specialist, but having him go in just to play defensive possessions there. What have you seen from him on the defensive side of the ball that maybe worked tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought he really competed defensively in the second half. And, Zach isn't the fastest guy or most athletic guy, but it's just about competing and having a great sense of urgency. And I thought he really did that in the second half. The first half, I didn't think he had that urgency defensively or rebounding-wise. But the second half, kind of when he got his opportunity, his name called, he responded. And, I think we as a coaching staff like what we saw.
You kind of forced into some maybe combinations that you hadn't used in a while because one, you had guys out, plus then the foul problems. Was that part of it down the stretch?
Yeah. It was, when you have multiple guys with foul trouble, 24 fouls as a team. So, we had some unique combinations out there, but we were just trying to just make sure we were competing. Guys that were playing hard, whoever we put on the floor. I thought Kendall Campbell gave us some nice minutes, at least in terms of protecting the rim and rebounding. We still left some points on the board in terms of some finishes around the rim that I thought maybe for him and for Sam that we can convert those plays. But again, we did a better job, I thought, with our kind of our urgency in terms of our post play in the second half.
More questions?
I've got one more Zach Irvin question.
Yeah.
How do you feel like his role has changed offensively this year? It feels like he's not gotten very many shots. He's had a tough time getting open looks this season.
Yeah. It's not been easy for him. He's certainly, everybody knows what he does, but teams make mistakes, and Zach's just got to be ready to capitalize on it. I mean, we made mistakes and gave KJ Jenkins 7 threes, right? So 7 attempts from 3. So he's just got to continue to hunt it and find those opportunities, and we got to look for him too. I thought there were some opportunities for some driving kicks where we just kind of had our head down. So again, we'll continue to watch the film and kind of, hey guys, you get in there, we got to look for those shooters, look for those opportunities to spray it out and make threes, because we are touching the paint. We got a lot of guys that can touch the paint. So sometimes it's like you get in there and you just got to make the right basketball play.
Follow-up question, Luke?
Yeah, Coach, TK had 11 free throw attempts tonight, made 9. What did you like from his aggressiveness on offense?
Yeah, I think, credit to TK, first of all, for, getting in the gym and working. Obviously he hadn't been shooting well from the free throw line kind of up until this point, and you can see that he's put the time in. So now he's, it's kind of more what we would expect from TK. He's a guy that can make his free throws. He's a good shooter. And that kind of gets him going when he can get points in the paint and continue to attack. So I love seeing him being able to kind of get downhill. And, obviously he had a little bit of a learning curve kind of getting back last week, kind of 2 tougher games, but a little bit more what we expect from TK. Hopefully Nick wasn't out as long, so hopefully Nick can kind of get back into the swing of things on Saturday against Northeastern.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.